fashion comes in cycles. 1 minute my bag's hot and next minute it's not. And you know what? I was looking at my designer handbag collection. I've got over 25 designer handbags, all vintage, and I realized I have so many of them that are not hot right now, but I'm still rocking them anyway. And you know what? I don't care. If it's not hot and I like it, I'm still going to wear it. So I'm going to show you 5 of my most outdated designer handbags that I'm still rocking with pride. And for each of those handbags, if they have a dedicated unboxing or review video, I'll also link that down below so you can see more about them. Starting with bag number 1. This is my vintage Louis Vuitton Sac Bandouliere messenger bag, size 30. Messenger bags are currently not hot, and they haven't really been hot since the early 2000s or 2010s. I know we're moving more towards bigger bags at the moment, but small bags, or TBE, tiny bag energy, as coined by Cassie is still all the rage. And the bigger bags that are gaining popularity are more so tote bags and not so much messenger bags, like the YSL Viral bag, the Chanel Deauville tote, the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. They're all totes. None of them are messenger bags. Messenger bags are just not hot, and they haven't been for like 15 years. Now this bag is quite androgynous. I find that this is going to suit both females and males, and actually this is a really good travel bag. And she's so old, she is pre-date code, and I don't even know if she originally came from the women's line or the men's line. So if anyone has those really old Louis Vuitton catalogs or knows a bit more about this bag, can you please put in the comment section, is this originally from the women's line or the male's line? Because I'd love to know. Now, what do I love about this bag? She is all weather, water resistant. This canvas, this leather can handle water. Unlike the Vachetta leather, this one is fine. I ran it under a tap, no problem. Weather resistant, scratch resistant, and on the interior, we have leather interior. So it's easily wipeable, and this is so vintage that it's before the Vuittonite was added to the bag. So this era of bags didn't have sticky pockets, so I love that for myself. And this base here on the sides is a semi-solid structure. It's built like semi-luggage. It's so hard wearing. It keeps its shape. Look, I'm squeezing it, but it's still keeping its shape, particularly on the corners. This was built really well. The base of the Sac Bandouliere is built very similar to the base of the Sac Weekend, which is also semi-built like luggage. These solid bases, oh, just love them. Louis Vuitton just don't make it like this anymore. And the zipper extends down the sides a bit, which means you can have a wide mouth opening when you need to get in and out of the bag, which I love. I don't like it when the zippers just stop here and you don't get much girth with the opening. It makes it hard to get your things in and out and maneuver your things around. Now, I think this bag makes a really good alternative for the classic Speedy B30. So much so that I made a whole in-depth comparison video, which I'll link up here for you. But they're both about 30 centimeters long. And this one's just a little bit skinnier. Now, for those of you who travel, this is how I use it on the plane. So you're sitting there and you have the seat in front of you, and you're allowed to put a bag underneath the seat in front of you. And that's exactly where this fits. Pop! Right underneath the seat in front of you. That way you don't have to reach in the overhead compartment to get your things, because it's right there at your feet. And also, I'm short. I can't reach the ground with my feet on the airplane seats, so I actually use this as a footrest. I know it's a bad way to treat a Louis Vuitton bag, to use it as a footrest, but that's really what I do. It's just like the perfect height. This semi-solid structure means it's not flattening down, it's keeping that height for me. And when I'm done with it, I can just slot it back in underneath the seat in front of me. Perfect for the plane. My Louis Vuitton Mabillon Backpack. Now this is an outdated bag that I just bought myself for Christmas 2023. And the unboxing video, which I'll just leave up here, shows that I got some unexpected mold on the bag, but I was able to clean it off, and I turned it into a whole how to clean off mold from your LV bag tutorial. So if you have any mold issues on the outside of the bag, so not the inside of the bag, that video might help you out if you've got a textured leather like epi or canvas. But that's not for Vachetta, so just FYI, that video is not for Vachetta leather. Now, designer backpacks haven't been that popular for a hot minute. I mean, there was this time when the backpacks were raging, particularly spearheaded by the Louis Vuitton Palm Springs Mini. That was all the rage from like 2016 to like 2018 and 19. Everyone wanted the Palm Springs Mini backpack. And then the Prada nylon backpack came out, and everyone wanted that too. But even though now designer backpacks are still being sold, and yes, they're still selling well. We've got Chanel backpacks, Louis Vuitton backpacks, Prada backpacks, but just overall, the trend of designer backpacks has died down a bit. It's just not as hot as it was a few years ago. But nevertheless, I needed a designer backpack because my shoulders were killing me. There was a stage in 2023 where my neck and shoulder pain was so bad, I couldn't even wear my crossbodies anymore. Hence, the backpack came in. Now, I've been loving the Mabillon backpack since 2019, but I just kept prioritizing other purchases of it. It was literally my health that pushed me to say, no, I need a backpack. And the Mabillon finally made it into my collection after years of admiring it. Now, what I love about this bag is all epi leather, water resistant, rain, hail or shine, not to worry, scratch resistant. I don't have to be so particular about it. Like, I wear my bags dog walking. I throw my bags on the ground. Sometimes my dog tramples on them. So I'm really looking for really easy to use bags, and this definitely fits the bill. Now, this is a very structured bag, which can be a pro and a con, but aesthetically, oh, it looks so beautiful. You know, it just holds its shape. A little bit like a turtle shell shape. It's gonna be funny. But it is like a little bit like a turtle shell shape, but I like it. It has a great double zip design. I always appreciate when there's a double zip, and it does come with holes so that you can add a padlock. Now, I didn't get a Louis Vuitton padlock with this bag, but I bought a pre-loved, so I don't know if they originally came with a padlock or not, but I definitely didn't get one with this bag, but that's okay. I can just get a padlock later, and I probably don't use it anyway because I need ease getting it out of my bag. And I love the Alcantara line. Look, I love Louis Vuitton Alcantara lining, and this one has it. It's just so luscious. Feels so nice on the inside. Now, you do get a back pocket for all the back pocket lovers as well, and then you do get internal pockets too. So you are definitely not without some compartments with this backpack. And I just love that it can be dressed down or dressed up. Like, it's not too casual like the Palm Springs Mini or the Prada Nylon. Like, if you are going somewhere where you want to look a little bit more chic, a little bit more put together, maybe a little bit more serious, you can still wear this backpack. Mwah. Coach Cassie, the original size, not the Cassie 19. I don't even think they make this anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Is this size discontinued? I don't even see it on any websites anymore. Now, Coach Cassie was the it Coach bag of 2019 and 2020, hailed as the perfect dupe for the Louis Vuitton Pochette Métis because they are the same shape, they are the same size, they have nearly the same internal structure. And this was retailing for $350 US as compared to the thousands of dollars for the Pochette Métis. And they offered it in both a solid leather or a canvas. And at that time, I don't even know if they'd released the Empreinte Pochette Métis yet at that time. Maybe they only had canvas Pochette Métises at that time. But yes, this was all the rage. There was so many videos comparing the Coach Cassie original to Pochette Métis, and they were getting so many views because everyone wanted to jump at the chance of getting the perfect dupe for the Pochette Métis because it's expensive. Like, not everyone can put thousands towards a handbag, and it's not the right decision for everyone. But now, because of the tiny bag energy, and I think Coach was like, we're just going to focus our efforts on the Cassie 19, and they seem to have either discontinued or neglected the original Coach Cassie. I don't even really see videos on it anymore. There's maybe some here and there, but definitely not like how it was when it was all the rage back in 2019, 2020. I bought mine in 2021, so I was a little bit late to the party. I think the most recent person I saw do a video is Danny from This Is Danny O, where she did a What's in My Bag, and she has a canvas original size, and she loves that bag. I'll link her video down below. Now, what I love about this bag is even though this leather is a supple pebbled leather, it still holds its structure. This bag can still stand up in its own, and if you know me, you know I love a bag that can stand up in its own. I know it's a little bit of like a weird thing, but I just love it. It just makes my heart sing. And so even though she's soft and squishy, she can still stand up on her own. Now, this pebbled leather is pretty scratch resistant. I mean, I don't want to scratch too hard, but it can at least handle a light scratching, and it's weather resistant as well. So I don't need to worry about rain. I don't even worry about getting it wet. I love the internal organization. I don't need to use a bag organizer because I don't need to give it shape. It's got its own shape, and I don't need to separate it into compartments. It's got its own compartments, including a back pocket for all you back pocket lovers out there. And I'm loving the colorway I chose, which is a navy or midnight blue against the gold hardware. I did swap out the strap. I've got my own thicker guitar strap, but again, that was more for health reasons. I just didn't like the thin original strap on my shoulder. It's kind of hurting. So I like a thicker strap. And I love crossbodies that come with a top handle. So even though this is not big enough to wear on the crook of the arm, but when taking off and putting on a crossbody, I find it taking it off, it helps to have a top handle to help pull it off your body. So I find that very useful in the functionality of the bag. And I love that this particular colorway, you can dress it up, you can dress it down, it can be casual, it can be semi-formal, it can be workwear. So this one is definitely a very versatile bag all round, I would say, even though she's not hot anymore. The LV Monceau, I like to call her my mini briefcase bag. Now I love the Monceau so much, I've got two of them. Again, we've got a messenger stylish bag and it's a bit bigger, which is not really on trend. Like I know we talked about, we are moving towards bigger bags, moving away from the TBE, the tiny bag energy, but small bags are still all the rage. Really, in reality, it's still going strong. And the bigger bags tend to be totes. Like we looked at that YSL tote. We've got the Goya tote. We've got the Louis Vuitton Neverfull, but those are totes. Not really in the messenger bag range for women's fashion trends at the moment. But hey, look, we could just be a couple of years off before these messenger bags are popping again and they go from 0 to hero again. Who knows? But I don't care. I'm going to wear mine now. I love it. And the capacity. Sometimes we just want to be able to carry a little bit more. And this has fantastic capacity. I can get a water bottle and a cardigan plus all my essentials in there. You can't beat that for functionality. Now, what do I love about this bag? Again, we are in the all-weather area. It doesn't matter if it's gonna rain, hail or shine, we are water resistant. The canvas, the treated leather is not afraid of water. I am scratch resistant. No need to fuss. I've got a dog, we go dog walking. I throw my bags around and I don't need to worry. Sometimes she stamps on them and it's okay. But actually, the bad thing about this bag, just this one, not the black one, is my purchase story. This is actually one of my worst purchase stories because I bought this from a Facebook group, and guys, I don't really recommend you shop on a Facebook group because sometimes the sellers there, I don't know if it's by intention, I don't know if they're being devious, but sometimes they're just not professional. The seller did not disclose to me that the bag strap she was selling it with, so not this bag strap, I then sourced this aftermarket strap myself, but the bag strap she was selling with, she didn't disclose in the beginning that it wasn't original. That kind of came up in conversation later, and I was like, okay, maybe it's an honest mistake. She let me kind of bargain the price a little bit to counter that. And then I get the bag, and then the hardware up here, and I've since changed it out, but it was aftermarket hardware. I changed it out to different aftermarket hardware, but she didn't disclose that at all. And when I brought it up with her, she kind of just said, oh, I didn't know. Did she actually not know? I don't know. But because we already had the issue with the strap and now a second issue, I'm kind of questioning her honesty at that point. This made it into my 5 worst luxury pre-loved buying mistakes video, which I'll leave here. And these are all the mistakes that I made in my buying journey so that you guys don't have to, because there's no need for all of us to keep making all the same mistakes and losing money over and over and over again. So if you want to learn from my mistakes, watch that video. Now, what I love about this handbag, despite the bad purchase story, is also the S-Lock. Guys, I am in love with the Louis Vuitton S-Locks. So you've got an S-Lock there, S-Lock there, S-Lock there. And guys, even though the Coach Cassie was hailed as the perfect dupe for the Pochette Métis, the Monceau, this is the original Pochette Métis. This is Louis Vuitton. Look at this. And then look at the Pochette Métis. I have a whole video comparing the two. In-depth video, and you'll see this is the original Pochette Métis. And what I love about the S-Lock is, unlike the Pochette Métis, this is actually a lockable lock. It has a keyhole, and here are a set of keys. This isn't even the original key that came with this bag. This is actually the key that fits my Cellier drag-on clutch here. But all the S-Lock keys seem to work on all the S-Lock bags. So, for example, okay, here we are. But if I want my bag to be unopenable, I'm going to stick my key in there, turn it, okay, pull my key out, and now it doesn't open. So it is a functional key lock, and if you get a bag that doesn't come with this original key, you can still source a key from a different piece that has an S-lock. So, and it works. So this one key works on all the S-Locks bags I just showed you. How fantastic is that? It's like Lord of the Rings, one key to rule them all. Now I'm currently using this bag, so I've got all my crap in there, but it has a leather interior, so I can wipe her down if I need to, not to worry about a mess on the inside. Simple, functional, elegant, and sophisticated. But she's out of date and not in style, and I don't care. Now this is my granny bag. This is the Louis Vuitton Boetie PM bag. So she has a date code of 2012, and she is a super granny bag. Look at this grandma shape. We've got these grandma pleats all along the front, on the side, on the back. She's pleated all over, and she has the granny top handle, and I love her. So she was my first successful Louis Vuitton bag purchase. I did purchase a Cartouche GM as my very first bag, but it broke on me on the first day, so that's sent back. And so this was then the next bag I bought that I kept. So this is the first Louis Vuitton bag that I ever bought that worked out, but it's technically the second one I ever bought. And so she is gorgeous. I love granny bags. I know a lot of people are like, ew, like that's so old. That's from like the early 2010s, maybe the late 2000s, that's out. But at that time, there were a lot of bags that were very popular with this pleating, like the Louis Vuitton Tivoli, the Louis Vuitton Trevi, the Gucci Suki. These were all the rage at that time. But that time was like, what, 15 years ago? So my bag is 15 years out of date, and you know what? I don't care. I like her. She's so gorgeous. And you know what I love about her? She is granny core. I am a granny core kind of girl. I shop vintage. So that, you know, that already says a lot about my granny corness. And not only am I buying vintage designer handbags, like I'm thrifting vintage clothing. Like the other day I was wearing a 1970s dress. I look like I was from a different era, but I love that stuff. And the dress was so well made. From the 1970s, ain't no pop stitches on it. It is so well made. And the bags as well. Back then, everything was just so much better made. Now I style her. If I want to go more casual or want to be more functional and hands-free, I will put a crossbody strap on her. Otherwise, I've got this DIY shoulder strap that I hacked. So here it is. And I hacked it to have 2 prongs on each side so that I could attach it to each loop on the bag. And then I've used this ribbon, and that's how I attach it to. I know you can just attach it to the hardware, but the hardware started getting really scratched up, and that's why I opted to do this ribbon instead. And I like that I can now have the shoulder strap with the handle down, because when you attach it to the ring starts to go like it starts to lift up, and I don't really like that look. So I've been able to make this bag quite versatile with different looks and different vibes, and I'm loving this obnoxious hardware here. Check that out. I love that sound. I just love that sound. And feet. Who doesn't love a bag with feet? So tell me in the comments, guys, which one of these bags is the most outdated to you in my collection? And I want to hear about your collection. What bag or bags are you rocking in your collection that are out of date but that you still love? And I want to know the details. I want to know the brand. I want to know the style name. I want to know the color. I want to know the leather type. And tell me what you love about your outdated bags. And you know what, guys? Screw trends. Do trends exist? Yes. Are we influenced by trends? Yes. I don't think anyone is totally impervious to trends. But we like what we like, whether it's hot, whether it's not. And that's what matters, is that we stay true to ourselves and genuine to what we like, as opposed to what Instagram is telling us or what the magazines are telling us what's hot at the moment. Now, if you haven't already seen, I actually found an article talking about why people buy expensive brand name items, which is us. We are all buying expensive brand name items. And I thought that was really interesting, the perspective of the author. So I'm going to leave my discussion video on that article here for you to carry on with next.